Emails. How to have private emails. I like my private emails to remain private, so I protect them using Web3 emails. Not many people know that most webmails are cloud-based, so in order to be able to access it from any device anywhere at any time, there have to be redundant copies. If you use Gmail, for example, a copy of every email sent and received through your Gmail account is retained on various servers worldwide at Google. This is also true if you use email systems provided by Yahoo, Apple, Microsoft. Any emails you send can be intercepted at any time by the hosting company. Service providers might scan emails for targeted advertising, raising concerns about user privacy. Centralized servers also pose a risk of unauthorized access and government surveillance. Additionally, email providers may comply with external requests for user data, further compromising privacy. In this video lesson, you will learn, first of all, how do emails really work, how to protect the privacy of your emails. Then you will have the overview of top 5 Web3 email solutions and step-by-step guides for each of them. In 2002, the US intelligence community was analyzing the reasons why it was unable to predict and prevent 9/11 attacks and discovered that terrorists were using free webmail services like Yahoo and Gmail, so no wonder that President Bush has signed the order authorizing NSA to intercept the international telephone calls and emails without warrants. Before getting into the problematic of emails, let's get on the same page on how the emails actually work. One of the most important aspects of privacy when it comes to any data is encryption, which is the process of encoding information. In terms of email encryption, several types exist to secure email communication. One is transport layer security, TLS. It encrypts the connection between email server and clients. So Gmail, Outlook, and Yahoo Mail all use that. Then there is end-to-end encryption that ensures only the sender and the intended recipient can read the email's content. That is used by ProtonMail. Another way is pretty good privacy. This is a method where users encrypt the email content with the recipient's public key. The fourth one is the secure or multi-purpose internet mail extension. It uses digital certificates to encrypt emails, often used in corporate settings, for instance by Microsoft Exchange. Then there is the perfect forward secrecy. It is a security feature in encryption protocols where each session has a unique encryption key, ensuring that even if one key is compromised, past and future communications remain secure. PFS is typically used in secure messaging services and some email providers that emphasize advanced security. Email services like ProtonMail implement PFS in their encryption protocols. Chances are high that you are using one of the email services that use TLS. While being the most common way, there are some limitations and things to be aware of. First of all, TLS only encrypts data in transit. It doesn't provide end-to-end encryption, meaning data can be potentially exposed to endpoints like servers. Moreover, TLS is more vulnerable towards the man-in-the-middle attack. The alternative is the end-to-end encryption. End-to-end encryption is a method of securing communication so that only the sender and the intended recipient can access and read the messages. It's like sending a letter in a locked box where only the sender and the recipient have the key to unlock it. This setup entails data being encrypted at the point of origin and decrypted when it reaches the end user. The user encrypts and decrypts the messages and stores the decryption key on their device, so nobody, including the service provider, can read or tamper with the emails. Encryption at the source. When you send a message, like an email or a chat message, End-to-end encryption scrambles or encodes it into a secure format at your device, the source. This encoding transforms your readable message into a complex scrambled code. Then there is the transit over networks. As the encrypted message travels across the internet to reach recipient, it stays in this scrambled, unreadable state. This means that even if someone intercepts the message while it is in transit, like hackers or even the service provider, they can't read it because they don't have the key to decode it. The key thing about end-to-end encryption is that only the communicating users, the sender and the recipient, have access to the keys that are needed to encrypt and decrypt the message. To be fair, using end-to-end encrypted emails enhances privacy and security, but there are still potential risks. For example, user error. Mistakes like sending an email to the wrong recipient can't be mitigated by encryption. This happens anyways. Then endpoint security, the security of the devices used to send and receive emails. If these devices are compromised, the content can be accessed. For instance, if you lose your phone or laptop. Then metadata exposure. While the content is encrypted, metadata like sender, recipient, and timestamps are not, potentially revealing patterns of communication. Then phishing and social engineering attacks. Encryption doesn't protect users against those. It doesn't protect them against being tricked into sharing sensitive information. Encrypt backups. If backups are not encrypted, they can be a vulnerability point. While we use emails today, it's not just for the exchange of emails, but also for authentication. Now, let's look at the Web3 solutions for emails. Number one in this list is LedgerMail. LedgerMail is advertised as the world's first blockchain email service, aiming to revolutionize email communication by utilizing blockchain technology. It seeks to replace traditional email protocols like IMAP with the decentralized tamper-proof system. It operates on the XDC's network's fourth generation hybrid blockchain platform, using cryptographic algorithms for secure email transmission. It offers features like email storage, decentralized network, and resistance to external interference. The service allows users to sign up with the existing email IDs and integrates seamlessly with existing email interfaces. But keep in mind that it's only possible to send up to 100 emails per day, and it's not possible to just log in with the wallet. And now I am logged in, or logging in into the LedgerMail. This is how it would look like if you get also a LedgerMail account. I click on Compose to test and write the first email. Okay. I can also make the attachments like in the usual emails and format the text. Now, if I write the recipient, let's say this is actually my own email address, and say that this is a test, I unfortunately would not be able to do this because I cannot send the emails to myself with LedgerMail. Let's try then a different email address with which I am not registered with LedgerMail. That would say be another decentralized email that I have with Skiff. And that one is now also telling me that first I need to top up the amount of crypto that is required. Happily, I can do this with just a claim, so for free. You see, I got credited by just clicking on the claim. And it says that per day, the maximum emails that I can send is 100. And that the claimed amount, so 0.01, would be sufficient for around 400 emails. Unfortunately, as you see now, I would only be able to exchange the emails with other users of the LedgerMail. So in theory, I would be able to create 2 LedgerMails and then send it to myself between these 2 mail addresses. But in any case, the LedgerMail only works with other LedgerMail participants. And that is extremely important part of this solution. Another one on the list is Skiff. Skiff Mail is an end-to-end encrypted email service built around privacy as the top priority. So it safeguards each email you send using two separate keys, public and private. The public key encrypts the message on your device and is shared with the recipient. The private key is mathematically related to the public key and used to decipher the email, and it remains safely stored on the user's device. And Skiff doesn't have access to the keys. Besides, there are some features that Skiff provides that not many others do. For instance, schedule and undo send. You can leave yourself more time to double check an email and by scheduling it or recalling a message if you've overlooked something. It also provides a thorough email search and a lot of storage. Skiff Mail offers 10 gigabytes of end-to-end encrypted storage, which is actually above the industry standard, being around 1 gigabyte with popular services. It also offers customer domains and signatures. It also offers free additional end-to-end encrypted tools to help you create the whole workflow. For instance, Skiff Pages. That is for the notes and documents. There you can collaborate with your team in real time, and your files content and including the key metadata will be end-to-end encrypted. Then there is the Skiff Drive that supports the file storage of all types. You can also choose to integrate Skiff Drive with IPFS. The one I like as well is Skiff Calendar, because it helps you to synchronize it with Skiff Mail. And it also comes with the inbuilt video conferencing tool, so you can host private meetings and events. Unlike traditional email services that store your data on centralized servers, Skiff operates on a decentralized network. This means your data isn't stored in a single location, but is distributed across multiple nodes in the network. Also, you have the option to sign up anonymously without providing personal information like your phone number or another email address. Let's see how to actually use Skiff emails. There is a mobile and a desktop versions of Skiff, and I will now show you the way how to use Skiff from your laptop. So, not the mobile app, but the desktop. Now you can create the name, so add your name that you want to have at skiff.com. Let's say I would like Web3 Lifestyle to match the name of this course. I could also have more than one of the names attached actually to the same email box, but for now I will just keep one. Clicking on Add, and here we are already. There is a couple of suggested actions to take. For instance, to download the mobile app or to add a recovery email. Also import your emails from other Web2 email addresses, for instance, and add more alias. Also, it's possible to get a customized domain. For instance, Web3 Lifestyle with the ending of info, org, life, com, and so on. It is a paid option, but with this paid option, you also get 100 gigabytes of storage, and you get the Skiff Pro for 60 days. What is Skiff Pro? We're going to see a little bit later. Now let's compose the first email and see how it would go. I'm going to send an email to myself, to my Gmail account. I'm just going to write something for the test. For instance, that this is a test. With Skiff mails, it is possible to send the emails to Web2 emails. So not only to the ones that have the Skiff account, but also traditional email addresses. It's also possible to add attachments, add images, and schedule the mail to be sent at a particular time in the future. It's also possible to add the attachments. You are not seeing this on the video, but it is actually working. You cannot see this for the privacy reasons, since the screenshotting the video would not allow for this option for the pop-ups. but just try it for yourself. So message has been sent. It's possible to also undo this. And I can show you some more features that are included in the Skiff email solution. One of them is the calendar. So Skiff calendar. That's also, of course, possible to access from your phone, just as the mailbox. So if I would like to schedule an event, I can do this easily here. So it looks very much like the other scheduling apps for the calendars. Let's say this one would be called Testing of Skiff. And conferencing tool that is used here by default is Jitsi. That is also a decentralized solution. There is a bit of a color palette as well that I can add, and I can also change the appearance. I can choose between the light and the dark, or the system. The system is actually the same as the light. Then when I click on organization, I can use the calendar for the organization purposes, so for a group of people, a group of users. The contacts, I can import the contacts from the other locations to make it easier to actually transform from Web2 to Web3. I can also use the ICS format, that is to import the files, the contacts from the laptop usually. And I can change the format that is displayed in the calendar. Okay, coming back to the main application, to the email, there is also the so-called drive, the pages. And the pages are quite similar to Google Docs, because it is a solution exactly to create a document that you can share with other people, with other users. Let's say I would also just create a test right now. I can also change the format of the texts that I'm using, insert the images, insert a table, insert a to-do list, use different icons as well as icons in different colors. So I guess it all depends on what you are looking for when you're using the online document solution. But to me, this one is actually having enough of what I would be using on a daily basis. Then there is a part of the credits that you can receive the credits. You see the equivalent in dollars by doing some challenges, doing some tasks, such as reference of Skiff to your friends. Also, I can add more alias, not only the one that I registered in the very beginning, and there are also different plans. This is also how Skiff is making money. This is the business plan of them. I am now using the free plan, so the current plan with 10 gigabyte storage and the upload limit of 5 gigabytes. Also, of course, the encrypted file storage is available by default. It's available in all of the solutions. The advantage is that you would get more alias and as well as more folders and labels. And you can collaborate with more people. Next one is Mailchain. Mailchain is another email solution for blockchain users, and it allows sending messages containing HTML, attachments, and other typical email elements. Mailchain stores messages off-chain to manage data volume and is accessible via clients for Mac, Linux, and Windows. This approach maintains the decentralized nature of blockchain while enabling efficient communication. It also provides the video call solution. This is the Mailchain. You can find it on mailchain.com. And that is another Web3 email solution that I would like to show you how to actually use. As you see also from the main website, it is somehow tailored towards the developers community. There is a lot of different developer tools, technical tools that would be quite useful for the developers, but it is also suitable for a wider community. It is part of a wider ecosystem as well that is supporting the naming within the Web3 that I have also talked about in the previous lectures, as well as the different networks, different blockchains. If you want to get your own Web3 email, you can go to the bottom of the main website. Also, you can receive the newsletters from this solution to see how they would develop further. But that I would recommend if you have more of a technical knowledge, or you would like to develop a more technical view. As you see, it is not yet completely decentralized. It is progressively getting decentralized, meaning that the solution is, of course, being developed more and more. And it is a solution that is free to use. So at the bottom, you can claim your Mailchain account. This is what I'm doing right now. Selecting the username, I will use Web3 Lifestyle, the name of this course, and come up with a password. Okay. Confirming the password again. Then it is mentioning the secret recovery phase that you are going to see shortly. And that is here. You are not able to see the recovery phase. I can see the phrase though. And that is sort of a password that has to be downloaded and protected. It is something very private, just as a password. Recovery phrase is something that is protecting the integrity of your wallet. That's why it is offering you to download it, which I have just done. And you are now almost done. It is offering you to connect your wallet. As you can see, there's different options. I will use the MetaMask option. Although, as you see, Near and Tezos and Coinbase wallets are also supported. Okay, now I am verifying the address ownership. So I receive a pop-up window in my MetaMask that's not visible to you, but it's visible to me. The pop-up windows are not visible when I'm doing the screen recording, unfortunately. And now I have connected my wallet. It is offering me the name services because it supports ENS, unstoppable domains, and the others, which is part of another lecture of mine. And now it seems that my wallet is connected. Okay. I have now by default two inboxes. One is the Web3 Lifestyle at Mailchain. I am offered to enable the notifications. Okay, which could be an option. I have the welcome email from the Mailchain, where I can learn a little bit more about how to use it. But if I want to start and write a new message, let's say to myself, to my other email address, this one is disappearing. Let me try again. So if I want to use, let's say, my Gmail account, so Web2 solution, as you see, I would not be able to do this because it has to adhere to the Mailchain standard. So if you would like to use this solution with your friends or colleagues, they would also need to get a Web3 email address, so a compatible solution. Next one is MailFree. It is a Web3 email service that integrates blockchain technology and focuses on decentralization. MailFree is also a crypto-native communication protocol that promises the security. It also enables the users to capture the social connections and accumulate the digital reputation on-chain. The Web3 data that users accumulate on-chain is a perfect filter to form a valuable, effective, and a serious social network, according to MailFree. That's how they provide a spam-free, efficient communication protocol. The basic layer of MailFree is a simple wallet verifier with SMTP mail server. This makes it support almost all kinds of public chains to connect with, except for those EVM-compatible chains. Also, MailFree users can automatically filter emails and actively defend against spam based on on-chain data and reputation protocols. It is very easy to register with just a wallet. However, to start using it, you must first buy the ENS name to identify yourself. Let's see what to do with the MailFree email solution. If you go to app.mailfree.me, you would be able to see the provider. It is immediately offering you to connect your wallet. It is accepting any EVM compatible chain. So I'm using the MetaMask. It is popping up on the background. I am approving the connection with my wallet. Here is the check and the approval. Okay. It's taking a couple of seconds, but I guess it's okay. I really like that with this solution, I did not have to provide separate email address or register a new. I could just connect with the wallet. Now, I am immediately offered to claim some free NFTs, which I would actually be fine with doing. And then this is the settings panel. So the text that would be my signature text, I can also allow to add a card to the signature. For instance, this one with the sort of logo of the project. Also, my avatar is like that. I can change it with the different image and enter a different name. So I already have an ENS name, for instance, that is Web3 Lifestyle as well. I can also add the subdomains or add the names from the other domains like Unstoppable. Here I can copy my Web3 email address or also create a link to my profile. I can change the wallet, which I will not do right now. And then if I would like to write an email, I would go to click on the logo MailFree. There is no subscriptions that I have. And to write an email, you would need to connect your .bit name or your ENS name. I also experienced some difficulties with connecting this with my existing ENS name. So if you have not yet purchased a name, I would maybe suggest that you do it within the MailFree, because that will make it much easier for you to connect it to the app. The last one on the list is Ethermail. Ethermail is described as the first Web3 email service focusing on anonymity and encrypted wallet-to-wallet communication. It allows users to connect digital wallets for managing digital assets and communicating. It provides end-to-end encryption for emails between users, ensuring privacy and security. It also produces and introduces the unique read-to-earn feature through a paywall platform where users can earn rewards, so EMC tokens, for reading certain emails and completing various actions. EMC will eventually convert to Ethermail's native utility token, EMT. In general, I also like this solution. I can connect with my email and use the solution immediately without giving any backup email. Also, you can use Ethermail to send emails to any other email address and also use the video call services and a P2P chat. So if you would like to get the solution of Ethermail, you can follow to ethermail.io. This is the landing page, the website. It is immediately telling you that the emails are there to stay, even with the Web3 solutions. It has also been featured in quite many publications, and that the idea of Ethermail is rather protective. So there is an idea of protecting the users against phishing attacks, against spamming by marketeers, and to address the privacy concerns, it is supporting the anonymity, and it is tackling the decentralization topic. So this is exactly the Web3 solution as well for the emails. And it is also including not only the emails, but a couple of other features. There is a filter spam system, so the paywall that will be coming soon, subscriptions options that will be coming soon. But the basic solution for the emails is already available and it is free. It is also a solution that would be useful for the marketing, for the affiliate programs. But right now, let's try to use it just as individuals. You can connect your wallet here. I'm connecting it to my MetaMask, signing a message within through a pop-up window in my MetaMask that only I can see at the moment. Okay, logging in. We're almost there. So I am offered to provide the backup email. I don't necessarily have to do this, but I would prefer to give it at this stage. Unfortunately, this KIF, another Web3 solution for emails, is not accepted here, so I'm using my Gmail account, which I need to confirm. And this is what I'm also doing, confirming it in my Gmail account. As you see, the confirmation email has arrived quite fast. It did not take any minutes, rather seconds. It's offering me to make a tweet, but I'm not using Twitter or X, so this is what I'm not going to do. But of course, you're welcome to do this if you want. Then I'm going back to the solution. And since I have received a couple of rewards, I'm proceeding with a couple of settings. So I can set up the filter for my Web3 email if I want only the specific communities to be able to contact me and so on. Also, whom do I allow from the Web2 to contact me? Also, communication preferences, the language, commercial email frequency. I don't want to receive any commercial ones at the moment. Then I can also add the location. So onboarding is completed now. So it was basically connecting the wallet, adding the backup email, and answering a couple of preference/setting questions. Now I'm retrieving my private keys. Okay, successfully done. Now I would be ready to do this. So it is letting me know what is the importance of the recovery email address as well as the spam filter, and how to use the spam filter the best way possible. Now I have already received an email. It is informing me that I will get some tokens if I invite the friends. I can star some emails, I can do the drafts, there is a junk box, but let's now compose the first email. I'm going to send it to myself, to my Gmail account. I'm going to just put a couple of words in. Now I confirm that I want to send it. And looks like we have achieved what we wanted because the email has arrived. Okay, very good. It was almost instant, if not instant. And it's working with the also Web2 solutions. Now let's see what it says here, that my wallet is verified. That is correct. So this is the referral link. If anyone is interested, let me know. Now I can also play around with a bit of settings. These are the settings that we have already placed in the beginning. I can also get my ENS or unstoppable domain in here. Then my email address would be looking much better and much easier than the than the row of different characters right now. The privacy wall we have examined, the secondary email I have provided, also the language, and it is using the IMAP. You can disable or enable the mail encryption, also managing the signature part. Then another part of the of this email solution is also the video conferencing, so similar to Zoom or Teams. I can also sign in with my wallet, and that would also unlock the decentralized identities. So for instance, my ENS name. Let me now sign in. Okay, I allow also the camera, since that would be the video call. My wallet, the MetaMask, is supported to sign in. That's what I'm doing. Signing a message in MetaMask pop-up. Okay. Also, you can get a new wallet right here. This is me. Entering the name that I would like to display. I can also choose an NFT, which camera, which video I want to use, which microphone. I can choose an also default avatar instead of an NFT avatar. I can also choose the different backgrounds like in Zoom, or to choose a blurred one. And let's see how it would work if I join the meeting. Actually working fine. I like the NFT part of it. It's also possible to add the emojis during the call. And do the screen share, manage the participants,